Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read. Achilles, now like inhuman fire raging on through the mountain gorges, splinter dry, setting ablaze big stands of timber, the wind swirling the huge fireball left and right. Chaos of fire, Achilles storming on with brandished spear like a France, the god of battle, trampling all he killed, and the earth ran black with blood. Thundering on like oxen brought in the brawl, some field hand yokes, to crush white barley heaped on the well-laid threshing floor, and the grain is husked out fast by the bellowing oxen hoofs. So as the great Achilles tempaged on his sharp-hoofed stallions, trampled shields and corpses, axle under his chariots slashed with blood on the handrails, sweeping round the car. Spray of blood shooting out from the stallion's hoofs and churning, whirling rim, and the son of Peleus, charioteering on seas his glory, bloody fields splitting both strong arms, Achilles' invincible arms. Book 22. Achilles fights the river. But once they reach the ford where the river runs clear, the strong, whirling Xanthus, spring of immortal Zeus, Achilles split the Trojan rout, driving one half backward the city, scattering up the plain where Achilles themselves stamped off in terror, just the day before when Hector reaped, unchecked. Now, back in their tracks, the Trojans fled pell-mell, while Hera spread a dense cloud ahead to block their way. But the other half were packed in the silver whirling river into its foaming depths. They tumbled, splashing, frailing, and plunging river rolling, banks echoing, rolling back, and the man screamed, swimming wildly, left and right, spinning round in the whirlpools, spun like a locust, swarming up in the air, whipped by rushing fire, fleeting toward the river, the tireless fire blazes, scorching them all with hard explosive blast of flame, and beaten down in the depths, and the floating locust huddled. So at Achilles' charge, the Xanthus swirling current, choked with the spade of horse and man, the river roared, and the god sprang into left, his spear on the bank. Propped on tamarisk, in the leaped like a frenzied god, his heart racing with the slaughter, only his sword in hand, whirling in circles, slashing hideous groans, breaking fighters stabbed by the blade. Water flushed with blood, like shoals of fish charting before some big-bellied dolphins, escaping, climbing the coves of good deep-water harbor, terrified for their lives. He devours all the catches, so the Trojan down that terrible river's onrush, cowered under his bluffs. But soon as Achilles, grown weary from killing 12 young Trojans, he rounded up from the river, took them all alive as the blood price for Patroclus' death. Menoetius' son, he dragged them up on the banks, dazed like fawns, lashed their hands behind them with well-cut straps, their own belts that cinched their billowing war shirts, gave them to friend to lead away to the big ships, and back he whirled, insane to beg more flesh. And first he met a son of Dardan Priam, just escaping the rapids, Lycaon, and the very man Achilles seized himself once on the midnight raid, and hauled from his father's orchards. Resisting all the way, he was pruning a young fig with his sharp bronze hook, cutting green branches to bend for chariot's wheel, when a sudden blow came down on him in the dark. A grim marauder Achilles, that was the time he shipped him to Lemnos' fortress, sold him off, and the son of Jason paid the price of the slave, but a stranger there released him from his chains. Aeschines, out of Imbros, paid a princely ransom, and sent him off to Arisba's shining walls. From there he slipped away to his father's house, struggling home from Lemnos, but only 11 days. He cheered his heart with friends. Then on the 12th, some god cast him into Achilles' hands again, and now he would send him off on a new journey, resisting all the way to the house of death. The swift runner recognized him at once. Disarmed, no shield, no helmet, no spear left, he'd scattered all his gear on the bank, sweating, clambering out of the ford, exhausted, knees buckling. Achilles, filled with rage, addressed his own great heart. By heaven, an awesome miracle right before my eyes. These gallant, die-hard Trojans, even those I've killed, they'll all come rising back from the western gloom. Look at this fellow here, back he comes again, fleeing his fatal day. And I'd sold him off as a slave in holy Lemnos, but the heaving grey salt sea cannot hold him back, though it stops whole fleets of men who bucks his rules. Let's try again. This time he will taste my spear point. Now we'll see once and for all. We'll know if he returns as fast from his newest destination, or the form like giving earth can hold him down. The grave that hugs the strongest man alive. Waiting, plotting, the others stumbling toward him, stunned, wild to grasp his knee, wild with all his heart to escape his death and grueling black fate, as the great Achilles raised his massive spear, wild to run him through. He ducked, ran under the hurl, and seized Achilles' knee as the spear shot past his back and struck in the earth. Still starved for human flesh, and begging now, one hand clutching Achilles' knee and the other gripping the spear. Holding for dear life, like horn burst out with a winging prayer, Achilles, I hug your knee, mercy, spare my life. I'm your suppliant, prince. You must respect me. Yours was the first bread I broke, Demeter's gift. That day you seized me in Priam's well-fenced orchard, hauled me away from father, loved ones, sold me off in holy Lemnos, and I fetched you 100 bells, and once released I bought 3 times that price, and it is just 12 days that I've been home in Troy. All I have suffered, but now again some murderous fate has placed me in your hands. You're prisoned twice over. Father Zeus must hate me, giving me back to you. Ah, to a short life you bore me, mother. She was Lothio, aged Altes' daughter. Altes, who rules the Legates, always keen for war, who holds the Pedasus heights along the Saturn noise. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.